How long were you in solitary for?
I did 3 different trips. I did about 35 days each.
Oh, wow. I mean, was one trip significantly harder than the other two, or were all three the same?
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I mean, they're definitely psychologically damaging, and they're hard, but it depends on how you kind of look at it. It's a to me it should be a punishment that's restricted for severe crimes within the prison, like fights, stabbings, murders, things like that.
What did
Uh,
you get for?
yeah, so in my case, it's really funny. 2 out of the 3 times were for having suspicion of having a cell phone, not for actually having a cell phone, but suspicion of it. And that was a pretty common thing. And they can sort of put you in there
Did they
for.
find one?
No, they never found any. So the suspicion is enough. And I think they basically use the suspicion as a punishment, which is really a terrible thing. And then the third time was really mundane. And there was a prison guard that was kind of out to get me. And she
But
asked,
did you have a cell phone?
sorry?
But did you have a cell
Yeah,
phone?
I had a cell phone for most of my prison stay, and that was a pretty common thing for prisoners to have. But you don't want to get caught with one. And I never got caught with one, but they kind of get back at you by using this sort of like um, you know pretext of an investigation to put you in there. So it's very very like there aren't many rules in prison. I mean, with the staff of the prison can do whatever they want. Basically, there's not much due process. They can abuse the rules quite a bit, and there isn't much you can do about it. So in any event, I did that, and then I did have a prison guard. I'll call her Karen, who didn't like me very much. And Karen,
It was now?
it was a woman, yeah. And Karen
Oh,
was a good chunk of the prison staff is female.
do you think she was flirting with you? Like pulling your pigtails a little bit?
No, no, no. I wish. This woman really had it out for me for some reason, and basically, she found a way to punish me for the way I used my email and my written mail, and I went to the SHU, the Special Housing Unit or solitary confinement, over that, which was really like again, thankfully the Special Housing Unit in solitary isn't as bad as it sounds. The movies make it sound like it's the worst thing ever. It's just a smaller it's just an enclosed cell. I mean, it really is not that different. It really is, nowhere near as punitive as it sounds. In fact, there's some benefits, and some people actually like to go to solitary. It is more peaceful and quiet, whereas the general population setting is really noisy and crazy. Solitary is almost like a break from prison. And
How much time do you get out a day during solitary?
say it one more time.
How much time do you get out of your cell during the day during when you're in solitary?
None.
None. You don't even get like an hour to walk around the yard.
That hour is
What about a shower? Don't you need a shower?
all that stuff is more advertised than real. That's basically you don't get anything. And
You don't shower for 35 days.
you do, but again, it's very. Sometimes there are showers in the solitary confinement unit, so there's that. But remember, you're living with another person that you also have a toilet in there, so it's really not pretty.
Even in solitary confinement, you have another person with you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, that's not very solitary then.
No, it
So,
isn't, but it's restricted. You better hope you like the person too. So sharing the. Imagine you're sharing a toilet seat. There's no door. It's just 2 beds, a toilet, and that's it. And sometimes a shower. Sometimes the shower's outside. So it's pretty punitive. I think the most punitive part of it is interesting. It's psychological, in that you're separated from other people. And even in prison, we all want to affiliate and make friends. So believe it or not, the thing that most people like about prison is the friendships, the stories, the chit chat, the BSing that you do with the guys in there. And
right.
in solitary, that's what you miss the most. You miss talking to your friends, and you make friends just like a high school, or it's like the first day of high school, basically. You're gonna have the guys you sit with, the guys you talk to, and they're no girls, so you just the dudes that you spend time with, play football with, whatever it is. And in many ways,
Do you have any enemies? Did you have any guys who just like hated you?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think that there was always that kind of thing. Not specifically from my case. In fact, I think I got along better with with prisoners more than most people did, just because people seem to like me or be fascinated by me. But you always have some people that you don't like. That people who are loudmouths or people that are getting high all the time or whatever. People just that tick
Getting
you off.
high all the time, like on like a smokable or an ingestible or like a needle. What kind of high?
It almost feels like there's more drugs in prison than outside. Prisons
Did
are.
the guards not see it, or did they not care?
Think the guards are bringing it in half the time.
Mm.
Their salaries aren't that high, so for them,
Is that where you got your cell phone? Is that where you get like cell phones and stuff?
yeah. I mean, I didn't ever directly deal with guards, but I had guys that would do that for me, and it was definitely there's a trade. I mean, if you're a guard, imagine like we would get $100 cell phone for $1,000 or $2,000. So imagine the guards selling one of those a week,
Wow.
making good money in addition to their basic government salary. So I think it's and cigarettes and things like that are even more profitable. So it's definitely a little economy there. And again, I don't wish it necessarily on anyone. I do think some people need prison as a wake up call, but I do think most sentences are overkill.